Hello everyone, and welcome to this session to talk about the evolution of iWard solution and real-time location system for the iHospitals. Before the talk, I would like to introduce our speakers, Jackson and Ree. Recently, hospitals are more focused on how to achieve patient-centered care and pursue to increasing in the efficiency of patient care. Therefore, the demand for smart hospital solutions is increasing in the hospital. So today, we invite some related experts to further discuss about how can they do to change the healthcare service. First, we are going to talk about iWard solutions. Here are 3 questions to help audience understand what is Advantech iWard solutions. Number 1, what kind of service including in the iWard solution, and what is the key value? And number 2, could you share some successful cases for the iWard solution? And number 3, are there any solutions they can integrate into the iWard solution? Now, welcome our product manager.
Here I use few slides to illustrate that we have made great changes in our products this year. First of all, we have to add many wireless and mobile solutions, such as iWard nursing card, mobile iWard, bedside paper. These solutions bring more convenience for hospital. There are many iWard competitors in market, and they are still have to integrate with hospital system to run their software. But it will take a long time to go online. As I know, a good system software should not rely on another system. Even lack of flexibility, it is difficult to adapt to the situation of various departments and the hospitals. So our software has made 4 major changes. First, systemized. Second, flexible. And third, scalable. And fourth, modularized. Let's do this demonstration video to find out more information. The systematic autonomy makes Advantech iWard online very easy and fast. All parameters can be maintained in iWard and can also be automatically synchronized with the hospital system through the middleware. Flexible user parameter settings can meet needs of various departments, such as customer remarks, patient status, and color statistics for transfer patients. In terms of system extension, you can embed with iWard system by entering the URL or the path or application, making user may feel more convenient to use and feel integrated. To get rid of path, we need to open many applications or web pages to operate and switch. Modularization is not a slogan here. It is to truly disrupt the function so that the system can be more flexible and easy to extend. Advantech solution is very simple and easy to understand. Each solution is provided in iApp, just like concept of downloading apps on Google. iWard solutions include 3 apps: iWard Basic, Mobile iWard, Bedside iWard. The core value of iWard Basic is to bring benefits for nursing station. They are included nursing consultation, nursing dashboard, iWard nursing card, which which can quickly and clearly provide the nursing staff's information and friendly operating procedures. Compared with the past, we have added iWard Nursing Card, which can say is a mobile control station that makes nursing staff to gain information anytime and anywhere. The bedside iWard has two solutions, bedside terminal and bedside e-paper. The bedside e-paper solutions use Bluetooth technology, so it can be implemented very easy and quickly, and can customize the user layout to provide the patient information and many others you want to display. The bedside terminal and the patient information terminal are the medical-grade all-in-one touch computer. Compared with the e-paper, it can provide richer information and applications for patients. Patients can instantly respond to their needs through the bedside terminal, so patients can get information and care in real time to improve their satisfaction. Mobile iWard provides a medical-grade tablet solutions that can display information in a clear list and can use a camera to record medication, diagnosis, and treatment to improve safety of healthcare. Finally, let's take a look at the architecture of the entire product line of iWard. In the past few years in Taiwan, we have accumulated many successful cases, and we have progressed and grown together with the hospital. In Taiwan's hospital at all levels, such as Zhongshan Hospital, Qumei Hospital, Yuanling Christian Hospital, Enzhugong Hospital, and Zhenxing Hospital. And we have cases in China, Sichuan Province Hospital. The iWard have implemented 1,000 beds. Of course, the most important topic this year is to develop overseas. We believe through the new iWard framework, we can succeed overseas. iWard has many extended applications, include smart drip wireless, vital sign measurement solutions, wireless 12-lead ECG solutions, smart handwriting system, and RTLS system. These integrated solutions will put on the marketplace to provide more services and bring greater benefits. In particular, the RTLS, real-time location system, is widely used in hospitals to locate equipment, help nurses make equipment inventory, and locate patients, greatly improve efficiency and safety. Here we have experts behind us who can give you more details introduction about RTLS. Let's welcome them.
Hello everyone, I'm Ri Wu, Product Manager of Advantech RTLS, Real-Time Location System. I'm glad to share with you about Advantech RTLS solution. Here is the RTLS for Hospital Technology Overview. RTLS is a solution-ready package which including server, locators, tags, and RTLS software. With all the hardware and software and Bluetooth low-energy technology, we could achieve human and asset location tracking, tag information check, historic track review, stay time record analysis, restricted area alarm, emergency button alarm, and heat map for infection control. RTLS could use in variety facilities in hospital, like operating room, ward, nursing station, emergency room, ICU, command center, nursing home, and so on. Here is the system architecture of RTLS. There is an RTLS edge server locating on site or in server room. Then we install RTLS locators on the ceiling, which connecting to a PoE switch. The distribution of the locators depends on the floor plan and the partition. After installation finished, we could start positioning people or equipment by RTLS tags. The tags will send Bluetooth low energy signal continuously. The locators will receive the signals and send to RTLS server. The server calculates the signals and transit to the exact position of the tags and shows on the web-based RTLS interface. Now we already have USM 500 as Advantech RTLS server, USM 110WN as RTLS locator, and Leo L02 as RTLS tag. For now, we have Bluetooth 4.2 locators and tags. We are doing optimization of the installation process now and improving our interface of the system. We will develop Bluetooth 5.1 locators and tags in the future. Also, we expect to develop tags which combine e-paper technology as next generation RTLS tags. After the overview of Advantech RTLS, you might want to see RTLS interface and how it works. There is a RTLS demonstration kit which installed in Europe office. Now let me introduce Thomas from our Europe office to give a talk about RTLS.
Yes, thank you. Imagine this situation. In a hospital there are a lot of different medical devices and sometimes even just furniture that are for medical purposes, like a bed, but also medical cards, tablets and other computers that just move around a hospital. And with hospitals getting bigger and bigger, it is very important to keep track of all of these devices. Actually, there are studies that say that 20% of the work time of the staff is being used by finding exactly these devices or other assets within the hospital grounds. So as you can see, there is a need to really track these devices so everybody knows where these things are at all time. And this is where our newest system comes in, the RTLS. RTLS, the real-time location system, is basically an asset management tool, but can also be used as theft protection. So let me get into this a little bit more. So all of these very expensive devices that are throughout the hospital have to be managed by the nurses or other staff in the team. And it is very important to know where which device is in a case of an emergency, so everything can be there if it's needed. Finding sometimes these devices can be very time consuming, because if an emergency occurs, things get very hectic and suddenly a medical card is not where it should be. So the real-time asset management system, the RTLS that we have, can help you finding these devices. Now, it can also be a theft protection service for you in the hospital. How does that work? Well, if we can know and pinpoint where exactly an asset is, we can also define where it is allowed to be and where not. So you can have like little areas or predefined sections of the hospital where certain devices are not supposed to get out of. And if this happens, an alarm would sound. So with this, you always know that the things that are supposed to be in an area are always there, which also diminishes the time that you need to find these assets. Additionally, on top of that, it can also be used for patient safety. If we add a wristband to the tracker device, then we can find out where a certain patient is and where it needs help. So this might also be something as an added value on top of that. In the future, we also see possibilities to have distance tracking there and push notifications to the patient if they are wearing it on their wrist. But how does that all work? Well, we have these little tags that we can attach to any kind of asset. A medical bed, it can be a card, even a tablet. So this is very easy to attach, and it works with Bluetooth low energy technology. So it uses very little amounts of energy, so that we can use these little tags for months without having to replace the little batteries. And all of this is being shown on a dashboard. So the nurses in the morning, instead of trying to figure out where which asset is, can just open up the dashboard on the tablet or on the computer and see where the devices are located and if there is any need to reorganize them. Of course, you can create your own solution and integrate it into your own hospital system with our API, or use the WisePass from Advantech itself. The good thing about all of this is that there is a very low cost of ownership. So once you have invested in creating all of the framework to make the RTLS system work in your hospital, keeping it up and working with it is very cost-saving. And in the future, we are also looking to improve all of this RTLS system. So we want to, of course, have better battery life, so maybe in the future you won't have to replace it for a year. And we want to use the Bluetooth Low Energy 5.1 so that it will become even more accurate. In the future, we will be able to track the distance between two tags with an accuracy of 0.3 to 1 meter. So this can help with the new normal of making sure that people keep their 1.5 meter distance. So as you can see, this is a great system for future hospitals to not only improve the workflow of nurses and other hospital staff, but also to make sure that your precious medical grade devices are not lost somewhere or even stolen. And in the future, maybe also to give help whenever needed to any hospital patient or even staff. Thank you very much, and again, you're always welcome in the Breda office to try out the new RTLS system. Thank you.
Thanks for Thomas' great introduction and demonstration about RTLS in Europe office. In Taiwan, we already have some RTLS customers who are using RTLS in their daily life. Now let me introduce one of our RTLS customers, Chief Information Officer of Taipei Municipal Wanfang Hospital, Taiwan, Rock Xu, to share their experience about Advantech RTLS implementation in operating room.
Hello everyone, I'm Rock Xu, Chief Information Officer at Wanfang Hospital. I'm glad to introduce RTLS to you. In the past few years, many different manufacturers have introduced this real-time positioning system to us. The reason we chose Advantech's RTLS solution is the system. The system was stable enough during trial operation. And the system met our needs and made some customized changes for us. It's great to find such a partner that could complete the system implementation for us. So then, let's take a look at the RTLS system. This screen is the actual screen of our operating room. You can see this is a real-time operating room location map. There's a total of 18 rooms in the operating room area, and there are probably 130 devices. We do positioning and tracking of around 110 devices. Of those 110 devices, 60 are used to track the operating room equipment, and 25 are used to track special anesthetic equipment. Another 25 are used to track our anesthetic drug plate. Next, I'll show you more about the RTLS. From the screen, you can see there are many different colors here. We can check the tag list, which shows all the tags currently in our location, what kind of equipment they are, and the battery level of the tags can be displayed. Also, the tag's current location, like in the operating room or corridor. Is there a need to record the entire track? And why are there green and red flags on the tag list? In fact, sometimes we lend a lot of equipment from the operating room to other places, so the flags help us know whether the borrowed items have been returned or not. If the battery level's low, the yellow flag means that the equipment may require some action, like maintenance or battery change. We've already used the RTLS in our hospital for quite some time. Under normal circumstances, the battery life is about 3 to 6 months. We replaced the battery for the equipment tags around a month ago, and the battery level looks good. This means that the stability of the system is very good. In fact, there are many other functions, such as there's another list page. This list explains what category the tags belong to. In the list, you can see which tags belong to which category. For example, the tag belongs to the pharmacy or operating room, and the classification via this page is very clear. Through the group list page, we can see there's a different color for each tag group of the system. The group image system is marked in green, and the group ultrasound in orange. There are many different ways to set the grouping. For example, some people may indicate the equipment according to unit price, like equipment costing more than 1 million marked in red. With the setting, we can actually see the red tags on the screen mean valuable equipment and where it is now. For things like our controlled drugs, we can see purple tags. Let's go back to the screen and take a look at this place. As it's our pharmacy, there are a lot of controlled drug boxes here. Therefore, we always keep an eye on the controlled drug boxes. For example, tag number 98 is in our operating room 6 now. There's a controlled drug box here. How to do further operations in this area? In fact, if you move the mouse here, you'll see that there are many settings, including the map orientation. If I scroll the screen up, you can see it in this place. If I want to find all the controlled drug boxes, I can just click here and filter it out. Then there's only the controlled drug box tag we selected left on the screen. This function's very convenient. The next thing we see is that, in addition to the filter function, there's another function in RTLS that we find very useful. Sometimes we have to know what operations were performed in OR1 and some operations in OR2. We assume this is a cardiovascular bypass surgery in OR1 and need to know what equipment has to be there. In the beginning, without the system, we might have forgotten something. But for now, and via the historic track review function, we could know the kind of surgery and equipment and whether all the equipment arrived on time or not. So for example, we set the query time range from today midnight to the current time. Then I key in a tag number, for example, tag number 4. The system will help to do some classification. We can see that since January of this year, or even earlier, some historic track has been recorded in the past. Let's take a look. For example, this is a device used in the surgery imaging system. There's a tracking time. Let's click Replay. The system will repeat the movement track of the equipment. For example, after coming out from OR6, it was then moved to the corridor, then to this place, and then there. So what's the benefit of this historic track? First, it's an electronic fence that can control your movement at any time, showing whether the range has been exceeded, or it can display the historic track of the equipment. You can imagine that this is similar to a smart bracelet, which can show how many steps you've taken. So suppose we bought 3 pieces of exactly the same equipment. You can see that we've used the first one for a long time. Then we can opt to use the third one. In this way, the overall balance will allow all equipment to have a better product lifetime. After sharing my experiences with Advantech's RTLS, I'd like to visit the head nurse of the operating room to talk more about the RTLS in Wanfang Hospital. She'll be sharing her experiences, further discussing how the RTLS has impacted her clinical experience. Hello, everyone. We've invited Yingyu Chen, the head nurse of the operating room, to join us. She's been working in Wanfang Hospital for 20 years. The reason we're having this talk today is because in the past, the OR would invite the Information Management Office over for some discussion to see what kind of system could solve their management problems. So I'd like to ask our head nurse, before the implementation of the real-time location system, in terms of preparation for surgery, finding instruments, and so on, how long does it usually take to do this before surgery?
Well, after each shift, we have to hand over to the next shift, which involves preparing the equipment and ensuring the OR is completely ready. This process usually takes around 20 to 30 minutes because we need to prepare all necessary equipment, surgical instruments, and sterile materials.
So it takes 20 minutes, but now you can see them directly on this RTLS screen.
Yes, using the RTLS makes the preparation much quicker and convenient. By glancing, I know the location of all the necessary equipment.
I noticed a lot of different groups on the screen in the earlier introduction. What kind of basis is used for these groups? I told everyone earlier that we might use the price of the equipment as the basis for some categories. So what do the different colors mean to the head nurse?
We color code the instrument according to usage. For example, the imaging system is marked in green, controlled drug containers are in purple, and the X-ray machines are in yellow. With this color coding system, I can know the exact position of the equipment by simply looking at the RTLS. This means we don't have to walk around the OR looking for specific items and instruments.
So that means there's such a color grouping concept for now. Are there other ways of grouping? I just saw that the controlled drug boxes are numbered in the 90s, then ultrasound or X-ray machines. It appears the numbers vary. How are the numbers selected?
Yes, we also number each device as well as color code them. For example, number 1 to 10 are for imaging systems, and number 90 to 100 are the controlled drug containers.
I see. I'd like to ask one more question. We've just been using the positioning function to locate equipment, but in the past, I'd often see nursing staff looking for people at nursing stations, or in the OR trying to locate cleaning staff or other clinical staff. Do you plan to use the system to locate specific staff in the future?
Yes, we will. We hope to extend the RTLS to the cleaning staff. When the cleaning staff are working in a certain area, but I need them to sanitize another area, it can be hard to find them. Either they don't have signal or they don't notice their phone ringing. This can be quite frustrating when looking for specific personnel.
So it's easier to look for equipment or
Yes.
people. Now you can see the RTLS tag placed on the equipment, and the tag
Yes.
size is relatively small. Actually, the RTLS tag can fit any kind of equipment. We also expect it to have more functions, like the tag could display the battery level directly and so on. In addition to this, is there anything you'd like to see improved so you can move forward with Advantech's RTLS?
Actually, the RTLS system has been very beneficial. For example, the tag display alerts if the equipment is being taken out the operating room. However, we hope to optimize the system interface to show the equipment information directly on the tag. This will help us easily understand equipment status.
By status, do you mean showing the battery status? Or explaining in further detail the distance it's been moved today? I can imagine that if a piece of equipment shows it's been used too much, do you have any more experiences or suggestions regarding Advantech's RTLS you'd like to share?
Besides the tag, it would be good if the interface was optimized and the display functions were extended. This would increase the overall convenience and usability and help us work more efficiently.
We can see there's a lot of room for development with the display, and we hope Advantech can meet future needs. Now we'd like to thank the head nurse for being interviewed today.
Thank you. Thank you for your
Thanks
time.
for sharing. We hope to have further cooperation with Advantech in the future. For example, in the future, there will be Bluetooth 5.1 technology. With Bluetooth 5.1, there'll be more different angles, the distance is more accurate, with more efficient batteries. Such developments will make future operation of RTLS more precise. At present, we're looking forward to optimizing the interface and making the map more visually appealing. This is the goal that Wanfang Hospital and Advantech want to achieve together in the future.
Thanks for Rock and head nurse. We had a great overview to know more about how RTLS works in hospital operating room and how RTLS improving their workflow. Thanks again for Thomas and Rock's brilliant talk about RTLS. I hope all of you get to know more about Advantech RTLS solution and welcome to ask me more about RTLS. Thank you, everyone.
Now we start to answer some questions from our audience. The first question is asking to Jason. While different countries facing different process of the healthcare service, and what is your global strategy for iWard solutions?
We are looking forward to cooperate with the SI partners all overseas. We just mentioned the four major features of the new iWard architectures. First, systemized. Second, flexible. Third, scalable. And fourth, modularized. The iWard system can be launched quickly. With all parameters, it can be maintained in backend or can be automatically synchronized with hospital systems through the middleware. Under the new structures, the special remarks of the departments and patient status and color stat display for transferred patients can be easily maintained by themselves. In addition, we have APIs to provide integrated development tools. We will also provide technology consulting service for our partners.
Okay, second question is about RTLS and why Advantech use technology of BLE in the RTLS rather than use highly accurate UWB technologies?
Advantech using VLE technology, which the tech power consumption is lower than UWB technology. And the core technology is multi-mode sensing dynamic fusion technology, which shows better anti-obstacle interference than UWB, so that VLE is more suitable for complex indoor environment, which including lots of partition, such as hospital wards or operating room. That makes Advantech RTLS is suitable for hospital with VLE technology.
And we got another question. It said that I have a customer who wants to use RTLS in his hospital, but how can I evaluate and implement it in his hospital? I think this question is for Ree.
We will need, first, the floor plan of the positioning place and the total area of it. Second, the total number of the equipment or people need to do positioning. and then we could evaluate the RTLS solution for the customer site.
Finally, we come to the end of this session. Thanks for your time. We hope you enjoy this session.